Hi guys, and welcome back to Saved a Wretch Like Me. I hope that you're all having an amazing day, and I hope that God is blessing you at the moment. If you have any prayer requests, as always, please leave them in the comments below, because I would be happy to pray for you guys, which links to today's video. So I have been new to faith, and that is why I wanted to do a lot of videos primarily based upon how to become a Christian, really. And I think for me, it was really daunting. The Bible study thing, I could totally get behind. I'm a massive study nerd. I love studying, really. So I could totally get my head around that. The thing that was the most daunting for me was prayer. So today's video is how to pray. So if you are a new Christian, welcome, and I'm so glad for you that you have managed to find Jesus. But if you aren't, don't worry, I probably was watching these videos when I wasn't a Christian because I was confused and wanted to know more. So if you haven't seen my Christian testimony, then you don't know that I went to a Catholic school when I was younger, and I will link it in the cards, whichever corner it is, if you want to go and watch that. But I went to a Catholic school, and every single assembly, we used to gather in the chapel and we used to all recite the Lord's Prayer. And for anybody who doesn't know the Lord's Prayer, don't worry, you will get to learn it. It is an amazing prayer, and it totally is an amazing way to structure your prayer life and how you pray to God, but it's not definitive. You don't have to recite it every single time. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to be like, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. The one thing I want to say, that my misconception about prayer was that we used to pray with these, thys, thous, hallowed, whatever. I had no idea what these words meant. And obviously in some translations of the Bible, that's how it's translated. So that's why we read it that way. But in fact, I still don't know what hallowed means. But I don't speak to my parent like, hello parents, how are thy today? Or how are thee? I just don't do it. I say, you alright mum? How are you? You just have a conversation. And I think that's my first bit of advice, is don't overcomplicate it. I kind of was sat there before I prayed properly for the first time and was like, do I do it in my head? Do I speak out loud? Do I have to bow in like with my hands like this, or do I have my hands like this? And the real answer is, it doesn't really matter. God will hear you anyway. Just have a conversation. I think that it's so easy to overcomplicate prayer, and it literally says in scripture, don't overcomplicate it. Don't be like elaborate and be like basically as if you're chatting to God in an essay format. Just say what's happening. Okay guys, I'm actually just editing this video, and I want to include a little bit of scripture reading. So the best place to go to for how to pray is Matthew chapter 6, and it's from verse 5, and it literally goes into prayer. So I'm going to read it for you guys now. And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by others. Very truly I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. And when you pray, do not keep on babbling like pagans, for they think they will be heard because of their many words. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask of him. This then is how you should pray. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. And I think that the best way to build your relationship with God is to think about how you would build your relationship with a normal person, and speak to him like you would a normal person. I would not be speaking to my friends like with elaborate sentences and posh pronouns and making it really, really complicated. I just wouldn't. When I talk to God, I don't do that either. I think that so many people find it really hard to understand what prayer is. And prayer is just having a conversation with God. That's all it is. It's not anything more complicated than that. Obviously, you can ask for things. You can say what's on your mind. You can do so many things through prayer, but at the end of the day, it is just a conversation with God. So for this video, I just wanted to say, look guys, it's not complicated. Just have a chat. I always sit and say, God, I am feeling a little bit anxious today, or I've had an amazing day today and I want to thank you for it, or I need a little bit of help with this, or I don't really know what to do here, but just speak to God. And whether or not you want to do it in your head, you want to do it out loud, I do a bit of both, because sometimes if I just pray in my head, I can get distracted by the thoughts in my head. Initially, I was like, you have to speak, because you would speak to a normal person. But like, God knows everything that's going on. So he's gonna know what you're saying to him, and he's listening to you. So it doesn't matter if it's in your head. If you prefer in your head, pray in your head. If you prefer praying out loud, then pray out loud. Prayer is so easy, and I think that we can make it so much more complicated. So I hope that this video has been helpful. I didn't want to go into too much. I also didn't want to do a memory verse, because if you really want a memory verse for this video, then the best place is the Lord's Prayer. Jesus' prayer, best place to learn it, and it's just the best kind of, I mean, it's your perfect example from Jesus of how to pray. But I also recommend certain books, and I will pop them in the description below, that explain a lot about prayer and really helped me. But in the meantime, guys, just have a conversation with God. Just chat to him, have the good crack, and say, if you've got something on your mind, then say it. If you're needing a bit of help, then say it. Just talk to him. That's all you have to do, and that's all that prayer really is. So I didn't want to make this video too complicated. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button if you want to see more videos from me. Also make sure that you ring the notification bell so that you get notified every Friday when I post a video. I kind of do like a Faith Friday kind of thing. If you want to see more videos from me, I have another channel which is not faith related, but I do have faith videos on there because it is just part of my life, and that is called Study and Swim. But in the meantime, guys, I hope that you have an amazing week, and I hope that God blesses you, and I will speak to you guys next week. Bye.